Howdy, 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 everybody. RJ Smith here, and this thing of ours called the Crazy News Channel. I know you guys are probably, like, where the hell have you been? Yeah, I've been working my ass off, guys, getting this everything ready for the new show. As you know, we're doing 11 o'clock now for live streams, 11 a.m. And we still drop the shorts at 7. But I'm trying to find the right audience for this show. We've got 95,000 subscribers, but we need to get the right time slot. This way we can get the biggest audience as possible. So we're going to try 11 o'clock. We tried 7 and we went to 9. 9 was okay, but we're going to 11. We eventually will find everyone we need to find, and it'll be good, right? So I have some breaking news. There is action on the Guthrie case. Apparently, last night, 3 people were taken into custody. Now, we don't know if those people are suspects because the police hasn't said anything about it. So we're watching that. I don't really want to give a report right now because who knows what the hell is going to happen, right? Where am I here? What is this? Transition off broadcast. All right. All right. So let's just get to the news because I have so much stuff. I want to get to it. The Nancy Guthrie thing, we're still waiting on it. Still hoping that she's alive. However, guys, look, let's face it. It's been a long time, right? She might be gone. I mean, it's more than 2 weeks. You have an elderly lady who desperately needs to be found because she has no medication, right? She has nothing that she needs. And another thing I want to say, just the fact that there's not a $10 million reward is like driving me fucking nuts. It's like, why not? What the hell is going on? Anyway, if it was my mom, I would, and I had 100 or $200 million like Savannah Guthrie, who is an anchor at NBC News, who does the Thanksgiving Day parade every year, who does the Olympics usually. She's not doing it this time around, but she's a big spotlight at NBC. Savannah can come out of her pocket. Hey, $1 million reward. That makes people talk. You know what I mean? But I'm not seeing that. So what the hell can I do? I'm a fucking nobody, right? All right, let's get going. So the Guthrie thing is on the back burner. Oh my God. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. So these people found 100 skeletal remains, and I'm not going to turn it on yet because let's see. Imagine that 100 skulls, bones, everything else, and they have no freaking idea where it came from. That's the creepy part. But let's check this out. Again, comments down below, folks. Let me hear what you got to say as we now take off.
County. A suspected grave robber is now under arrest and facing a long list of charges. Police think Jonathan Gerlach stole more than 100 sets of human remains from Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yaden. According to investigators, a stockpile was found in his home and at a nearby storage unit. Action News reportedly
I don't think
spoke to his neighbors.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. Something's not right here. Hold on. I hate when the audio is out of sync with everything else. It's like it's not my audio, it's their audio, you know? All right, here we go. Oh, now I'm gonna have to sit through this freaking commercial again. All right, so look, what's going on with you guys? What are you doing today? It's the weekend, no work. You got to just kick back and chill. Fellas and ladies, I see you. I get your emails. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like the show. And for those of you who don't like the show, that's okay. We can agree to disagree on all of that stuff, right? I mean, come on. Okay, let me pull. I don't know why this is happening. Is beyond me. It played fine earlier.
From Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yaden.
All right, we're gonna come
According
back
to
to this, folks.
investigators, a stockpile was found in his home and at a nearby.
Come on, man. What the hell is this? All right, I definitely picked the wrong. We're not going to start off with that because that's some crazy ass shit right there. I don't know what's happening. Gremlins are in there. This is crazy. All right, folks, look. This man presented at the emergency room with, with a bomb, like a real bomb in his ass. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to make up excuses about that one because really, how the fuck did that happen? Well, I think we all know how it happens, but let's just go with this. I can't see what you guys are seeing. What are you seeing here? All right, you're seeing that. So everything's good. You're seeing everything. Okay, cool. All right. So how do you get a bomb in your ass, folks? That's all. I just want to know, how do you do it? I mean, it's got to be a motherfucker. Look at that thing. I mean, geez, that's a bomb. The bomb squad raced to an ambulance and emergency. That's what they call it in Europe. A&E, ambulance and emergency. Instead of we call it emergency, they call it ambulance emergency. After a patient arrived with an artillery shell stuck up his pooper, man. What the fuck? Are you serious? I mean, oh, you have to be really desperate. Wow. Yeah, the bomb squad raced to the Royal Hospital after a patient arrived with the artillery shell stuck up his behind. Can you imagine? Ah, I mean, it's so graphic they don't even have the freaking video. But I had to share this with you because, like, what the fuck? Later in World War II, 57 millimeter shell that is typically fired from a 6-pounder anti-tank gun. Holy shit, guys. All right. Well, that's going on in the background. All right, calm down. Now, this is another good lunatic right here. This guy decided he's going to drink liquid nitrogen. You can't make it up. Let's check it out. You're going to drink like liquid nitrogen. He presented in emergency room. Supposedly, this really screwed up his insides. Well, of course, it's used to freeze things. You're going to put it inside your flesh. Holy fuck! There's some really dumb guys. All right, here we go.
Hello guys, welcome back. So a shocking moment happened in Moscow during a Christmas party. A man was seriously injured after drinking a liquid nitrogen cocktail made by a celebrity chef. The chef made a fancy drink and told the guest to drink it immediately without any warning. The guest, 38-year-old Sergei, suddenly felt serious stomach pain and collapsed. The doctor said liquid nitrogen turned into gas inside his body and burst his stomach. He rushed to the hospital where doctor performed emergency.
Okay, for those of you who don't understand what he's saying, the guy was there to drink alcoholic drink with liquid nitrogen in it. This is something that's like a fad now. But what happens when liquid nitrogen goes into your body? It turns into gas. And what does the gas do? Explodes. So his stomach exploded. Many people are killed by this. I mean, it's ridiculous. You don't see it on the news every night.
Surgery to save his life.
All right, so that was really crappy. But hey, we all learn a lesson in this one, right? What's the lesson? Don't drink fucking liquid nitrogen. Fucking. Oh my God. All right, what do we got? Now we got this other crazy nonsense. Let me pull up. You sign in there. No, CNN, I'm not going to subscribe to you. This guy thought he was in a Hollywood movie and
As a
decided,
contractor, I find sometimes the most impactful thing you can say is what you do on your own.
anyway, he got on a
3
bus
years
and he
ago, we
decided he
put a
wasn't
pool
going
in
to
our
let
backyard, my
anybody
wife
get
and
off
I.
the
There was
bus.
only one choice
And
for
it
the decking
reminded
around the
me
pool. We used
of
TimberTech
Keanu
because of
Reeves,
the
right?
low
In
maintenance on the product. You
Speed
can install it
with
and
Sandra
just
Bullock.
enjoy it
Great
for a
movie
second.
back in the day. If you're too young to remember, watch
redwood.
it.
I
It's
mean, after
awesome.
1 year, you're sanding
And
and
why
refinishing
am
because you
I
want to keep that
stuck
sharp look.
in
If you
this?
don't want to sand and oil every year, you want low maintenance, go with
Come on,
TimberTech.
come on, get out of here.
Begin around
Okay, here we go.
4:30 after a 911 call about gun.
All right, I set it up for you. I'm going to go ahead and play it. And just think, you could be one of the people in any of these cars around this dumbass in the bus. Watch.
Fire in a hostage situation on a bus. When officers arrive to investigate, the bus takes off and the chase begins. From above, you can see the county bus swerving uncontrollably through rush hour traffic in Atlanta, dangerously moving in and out of traffic through city streets and onto the highway where Atlanta police officers desperately try to get the bus pulled over.
Our initial
Holy shit, he's like hitting cars. The cops are bringing a freaking light patrol car in front of the bus trying to stop it. That's not going to work, guys. Come on.
call was of a gunman on the bus that was holding hostages, and possibly there had been a discharge of a weapon. That was the initial 911 call. That call disconnected. And then a short time later, we received another 911 call, also from the bus. And that line remained open for the entire time.
Officers try blocking the bus in. They attempt to use stop sticks, but the bus avoids early attempts to stop it. All of it through Atlanta's rush hour traffic. At one point, the bus almost hits this truck. It swerves around the car and then veers into traffic as drivers scramble to get out of the way.
A gunman with a gun to the head of a bus driver saying, "Don't stop this bus, or else worse will happen." This is the
Yeah, well, I always say, folks, believe what the guy tells you who's holding the gun. You never, ever want to get courage and all of a sudden fight a guy who has a gun because you never know. They could be that psycho who will pull the trigger and end everything for you. So sit in your seat, shut your mouth, act like you don't even notice what's going on, become invisible.
type of thing that obviously no one is. I mean, it seems like the movies.
Later, the bus narrowly misses another group of cars as it drives on the left side of the road before coming to a stop on this tree-lined road.
There were 17 individuals on the bus, including the bus driver. Unfortunately, as the mayor has stated, one individual has died of injuries which we believe to be a gunshot wound. This is going to be a joint investigation by the Atlanta Police Department as well
FBI.
as from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. We currently do have in custody a 39-year-old Joseph Greer.
Officers from several police departments surround the bus. You can see someone coming out with their hands up before he gets on the ground. Police at the ready, guns drawn, with a tactical armored vehicle on the scene. Police find one person shot and killed.
All right, listen, guys. When I say idiots and lunatics and all that stuff, that's because that's how the people act, right? I mean, that's just insane. And by the way, you killed someone, so you know what that means. That's in Georgia. They have the death penalty, and they ain't afraid to use it down there. Once again, I don't get it. All right, what was this one? Oh, this wonderful individual, slot two. She decided she didn't want to go to jail. So instead of just resisting arrest like most idiots do, you can't win, right? You're going to go into cuffs and you're going to be arrested. So why fight? Because that just makes things worse. You might end up dead. Accidents happen. Sometimes things aren't accidents. So best thing to do if you are facing an arrest, just arrest. Don't argue. There's nothing to argue with about police. They aren't going to believe anything you say. Trust me. You could say you're Jesus Christ reincarnated. They will put your ass in prison, okay? Especially if you come to Florida. But check this out. She decided to throw poop at the officers in the belief that she would be able to get away. Yeah, that's what I said. Fucking crazy. Yeah, so we don't have any The woman tried to avoid arrest by defecating towards officers involved. Fang Wong arrested for battery on a DOH inspector, Department of Health, at Palms of Emerald Coast massage parlor. Oh, massage parlor. Yeah. Wang became upset, yelled at the inspector, and tried to force her out and defecated towards the officers to avoid arrest. Wow. Unbelievable. And then she's also giving multiple names. So you have multiple counts of identity theft there. You see why I get so excited, guys. It's so crazy. The stuff that I find for you is insane. What is this? Wikipedia. I usually don't like Wikipedia. Why is this up? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So today, I think it was about the, yeah. Okay. So let's go over these people who like to kill their kids. It's a real thing. It's not because I say it. It's a real thing that happens way too often. And I want to just, before I get to the videos, I want to go over this with you. Felicicide is the deliberate act of a parent, right? Killing a child. That's what it means. The word is actually derived from the Latin word, as you can see. I put it here. Filius and filia, son and daughter. So this is all about parents. Look at this over here. Holy shit. This guy was out of control when he lived, huh? Look at this. Holy shit. Okay. All right. What do we got? Is this it, Jonathan? Let's see if I could play this now. Maybe. Maybe it'll play. Let's see.
Storage unit. Action News reporter Leland Pinder spoke to his neighbors and has more.
People here tell me a large police presence occupied their neighborhood for much of the last 2 days. Tonight, just one cop car remains guarding the property as the investigation continues.
Yeah, this is definitely horrific. I mean, I could only imagine what the investigators saw.
Inside this home on Washington Avenue in Ephrata, a search warrant uncovered well over 100 human skeletons, according to the Delaware County DA.
Detectives walked into a horror movie come to life.
34-year-old Jonathan Gerlach is now in custody, accused of robbing graves in.
Holy shit, guys. Is this like a real thing? Like people actually rob graves in this day and age? Holy shit. And that's another reason why you don't go in the ground, right? Just go through the little oven, get the ashes, let your family have the ashes. They can bury the ashes if they want. You don't have to pay $10,000, $20,000 for a freaking funeral. For what? You're gone. And when your family's gone, it's just going to be a graveyard and no one will be coming to see you because everyone you knew is dead. So do the cremation thing. Trust me, your family will love you for it.
Maintaining a home full of skeletal remains. Neighbors are shaken.
Well, it's supposed to be a nice, quaint little town, and here you have somebody with bodies in their house.
Authorities say between Halloween and just this week, police investigated multiple burglaries of graves and mausoleums.
Okay, that's a first. As a criminologist, I can tell you, never heard of that before. Let's. I've never heard of it.
Maintaining a home full of skeletal remains. Neighbors are shaken.
Well, it's supposed to be a nice, quaint little town, and here you have some in their house.
Authorities say between Halloween and just this week, police investigated multiple burglaries of graves and mausoleums at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yaden. During surveillance Tuesday, Gerlach was arrested at the cemetery.
Yeah, that's burglary. You're burglar. Okay, so if you're trying to, I don't know, whatever you're trying, you need money, right? To survive. You're gonna commit burglaries on mausoleums and graves. I mean, how does that work out exactly? Maybe one person in 1,000 might get buried with a ring or something. I mean, what a waste. It's so sick, too.
Police say he had a bag filled with human remains, including children's bones,
Oh,
that were
man.
discovered in his vehicle.
I just want to know the motive, Like, why would someone do that?
Investigators believe the remains came from cemeteries across the region. Police are also examining this Facebook page titled Human Bones and Skull Selling Group, where Gerlach is tagged. Authorities have not yet determined whether any remains were sold or why Gerlach wanted them.
Oh, yeah, I worked with him.
This man who did not want to be identified says he and Gerlach were co-workers in a manufacturing job.
He was a team lead at places of my work. But yeah, I mean, he was a good worker.
This guy was the team leader at work. You definitely don't want a grave robber being your team leader. That doesn't say much for your vetting process.
But, you know, a little strange, but this strange, it's disturbing.
My name is Leland Pender, calling with Channel 6 Action News.
Attempts to reach family members Thursday were unsuccessful.
Definitely so.
Yaden police chief calls it one of the most disturbing cases he's seen.
It's extremely disrespectful to the people and families of the deceased.
Jonathan Gerlach is in jail tonight on $1 million bail, which has not been paid. He faces a...
Yeah, I mean, $1 million bail. What are you going to do with that? Because the way it works here in our country is, let's say you get $1 million bail, like this freaking lunatic, right? You have to pay at least 10% and find a bondsman who's willing to put up the other 90% to let you out. So you have to put up 100,000 on $1 million, but it doesn't mean you'll get out just because you have the 100,000. Depends on the bail bondsman. That's a big risk they take.
Slew of charges. He's due in court January 20th. Hearing effort.
Yeah, well, I hope you had fun in court. That was just ridiculous, man. I'm sorry I didn't show that to you till now, but things get busy, right? Let's see. Here we go. Go back to this. I have so much stuff for you guys today. Hey, have you been watching what's going on in Iran? I mean, does it look like things are going to go down? What do you guys think? Put your comments down below. I'd love to know what you guys think about all this stuff. So, as a criminologist, I want to give you a basic understanding of why parents kill their kids, or at least from what they tell authorities. So this is all based on probably a large selection of individuals, and they come up with the psychology of it. That's what a criminologist does. That's their whole shtick, right? 5% of homicide arrests over a 32-year period were filicide. Now, listen, that looks like a low number, but if you consider, 1,000 people being killed or 10,000, 15% of that's a pretty big number. And adults kill children for 5 main reasons, right? Want to get back at their partner or parents, or negligence or abuse or any of that stuff. Those are the reasons given why they kill. Now, jurors frequently view mothers who kill their babies as mentally ill. I don't see how they are. How can you possibly be? Am I wrong? You would think that a mother who gave birth to children would really see them as precious. But no, there's a lot of monsters in this world who decide they're going to kill their kids. It's just insane. So that's why they do it. Now,
we begin with the horror.
This is one mother who killed. What the hell's going on here? Why can't I? God damn, man! I don't like this browser at all. What the hell's going on with this? I can't even.
Horrifying new details about that mother in New Jersey, now charged with killing her own 2 sons.
The children's father made the devastating discovery yesterday inside the family's home in Hillsborough. New Jersey reporter Anthony Johnson is live there with the information. Anthony.
Yeah, we just got a copy of the criminal complaint this afternoon. In it, we found out that the mother actually wrote a note saying that she was going to go ahead and kill the 2 kids and then kill herself. Also in the complaint, we found out that she strangled the 2 little boys.
Okay, now this is one of the worst things you could possibly do as far as humanity, but more importantly, because they're going to be facing justice, right? They're going to face a jury, a judge. The one form of killing that is considered the most brutal and the most animalistic, is strangulation, because you have to literally put your hands or whatever you're using around and pull as you're killing this person. And these people are crying out. It's just a brutal. It's not like if you take a gun and shoot somebody, which is bad enough, right? But that's a crime of passion, right? If you kill someone right off the bat, that's not premeditated murder. It's a crime of passion. It's treated differently by the justice system. It's still murder, but maybe it's not first degree, it's second or third degree, which in Florida doesn't matter. You get a life sentence no matter which one you get.
Boys, and then at that point in time, one of the boys had been dead for hours.
It's very awful. Jesus, I can't believe that. I'm scared. Oh my God.
Pairatasini Nataran is being charged with double murder in the deaths of her two young boys, ages 7 and 5. Police said the father of the children arrived at his Shell Court home Tuesday evening and found his two children unconscious. He told 911 that his wife had done something to the kids. The idea that a mother would take the lives of her own children has left neighbors on edge.
She's scared, man.
Yeah, but the neighbor shouldn't be scared because she's in jail, so there's nothing to really be scared about. I mean, come on, guys. Don't be scared. So this is the main story here. This is the one.
Revelation.
This is the one I couldn't wait to show you today. This is insane. I'm telling you, I've never, ever seen anything like this before. The cruelty involved, but check this out. Viewer discretion is always advised on stuff like this, guys. Okay? We want to always hope nobody's hurt, but we know that we live in a real world, and with common sense and logic that we use, we can figure out what's really going on.
Of what allegedly happened in this bunker in Bibb County have leaders with Crime Stoppers shaken up.
I mean, it was horrible. I don't think we have a word that we can use to describe this. It was despicable. It was inhuman.
Officials saying at least 6 children were allegedly drugged and sexually abused in this building.
And you guys know where I stand on this shit, right? I am totally 5,000% against this. I don't like any child being molested or assaulted or any of that. That is a coward who does that. Okay? That is just the sickest thing in the world.
In Brent, while Crime Stoppers is the name you associate with helping catch criminals who participate in gun violence and theft, they also accept information that can help police track down child predators.
Although a lot of people were not involved in it that lived in that area, there may have been rumors. There may have been people that said, hey, there's something going on there. Yes, you can call Crime Stoppers when you suspect child abuse. When you feel like that you don't want to get involved or you're too close to the situation, those are ideal times when you can call Crime Stoppers.
And the information you provide will head straight to law enforcement while you remain 100% anonymous. Experts say some signs of sexual abuse include children who are unusually affectionate and those who seem to know more about sex and relationships than what is appropriate.
That's complete cockamamie bullshit. Look, when I was 5 or 6, I don't remember what age, but I was molested by one of my mother's boyfriends. Of course, when I told my mother, didn't believe it because I'm a kid, right? Passed it off as nothing. And then he did it again because she sent me to be babysit by this guy. So, there's a lot of sick fuckers out there. And I can tell you that people like this who kill their kids and molest their kids, when they get to the penitentiary, they have a 75% chance, actually 74.3% chance, that they will be assaulted or killed while in prison because it's very easy to find out what someone is in prison for, right? It's on the internet. You can go look at it, right? Just whatever. If you're in Idaho, pull up Idaho Department of Corrections and go. You can look, see who's there. You can put in a name, and if it's there, it'll pull it up. It'll tell you what they're charged with. Yeah. So this is just the beginning of complete hell for this person.
For their age. Crime Stoppers of Metro Alabama gets around 1 to 2 child abuse tips a month. And remember, they cover multiple counties, including Bibb.
There are, unfortunately, people in all 8 counties that are engaged in activities that they shouldn't be doing and that they need to be off the street.
And if you ever see anything suspicious happening in your neighborhood or you see a child displaying some of the warning signs we were just talking about, Crime Stoppers is just a phone call away.
Look, guys, and look, if you see something, say something. I know there's a big no snitching this, no snitching that, blah, blah, blah. Complete nonsense and bullshit. As a criminologist, I'll tell you, everybody talks. Everybody talks. They just do. Why? Because if they don't, they are going to face probably a life sentence. They're going to face this or that. Yeah, everybody ends up talking. Just imagine you're with your friend, okay? A friend of yours, and he pulls out a gun and he kills somebody. Now you get in the car and drive because he's shaken up and you can't do it. You didn't kill anybody, right? But you're going to be charged with first-degree premeditated murder just because of the association that you were there at the time of the crime. And if you do not report it and go to the cops yourself, they're going to figure it out, come and get you, and you are going to be done. Your life will be over and you'll be in prison for life or death penalty. Very important that you guys know that. If you're with someone who commits a crime, you're just as liable as they are. Yeah, it's a terrible thing, man, what's going on in our country. But around the world, really, this is going on everywhere. Oh, okay, this is more of the investigation. Let's see what they've come up with.
The Johnston County Sheriff revealing the murder span from May to September. We also learned new details about the death of the children's mother.
But several questions remain to be answered, including how exactly those children were killed and possibly the biggest question.
So this is a whole nother case. It goes on all over the world. I got a few cases for you to look at.
Why? DeJuan Hogard, live at the Johnston County Courthouse in Smithfield, breaking down the latest in this investigation, including that really chilling 911 call. DeJuan, so hard to hear.
Yeah, Lord, and we are hearing from Wellington Dickens III ourselves after authorities released, yes, this chilling and very disturbing nearly 8-minute 911 call where he apparently confessed to killing his own children. And we do want to warn you before we share that call with you that it may be disturbing for you to hear, but we do want you to just at least get an insight into what his frame of mind could have been inside that home there in Zebulon.
I killed my children. It's a lot to explain, but in a nutshell, it's all my fault.
This chilling apparent confession to 911 painting a disturbing detail into what happened inside this Zebulon house over the course of 5 months, in which Wellington Dickens III says he killed 4 of his children.
I didn't use knives or nothing to cut nobody or shoot nobody or nothing. It started out as me over disciplining.
Without going into specific detail how he killed them.
Beat on them sometimes. They didn't want to eat. I didn't force them to eat. I told them that it was a punishment not to eat. I did a bunch of different little things.
This guy is a complete fucking monster. And this person deserves nothing but inmate justice. Because I doubt they're going to really hold him accountable the way he should be. Because he called the cops right away. He admitted to it. He sounds remorseful, but you got to remember he killed 4 fucking kids. As far as I'm concerned, that's a death penalty every time.
My personal opinion is something got to him, and he was just ready to give it up, ready to turn himself in.
Dickens telling the dispatcher God told him to confess sooner.
I got nervous and I didn't.
Listen, leave God out of it, okay? God does not want to be your scapegoat, okay? He really doesn't. The fact that there is no God doesn't mean anything, because if he believes there's a God, then to him, there's a God. But why is it they always talk about God when they're in jail? When they're out there killing people and robbing and murdering and selling drugs and all that, they're not thinking about God. You know, God is nowhere to be around until they get in trouble.
Do it when I was supposed to, and I was being a coward.
That admission also possibly pointing to why no alarm was sounded sooner into what was going on inside this home, where the Johnston County Sheriff's Office says the children were homeschooled.
I think they were just very secluded.
That's another freaking red flag for me. Any kid who is homeschooled, that tells you a few things about the parents. Number one, they are control freaks. They want to control everything, okay? Kids need to go to school because that's where they learn how to develop. They learn how to recognize what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. If you keep the kids home all the time, you school them at home, they live at home, they work, they ride the bike around the house, they got to get out because they're going to meet friends in school. At home, they're just going to be miserable, and suicide rates are up for that kind of stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, do not homeschool your kids. If you have a school, send them to the school. Even if you don't agree with a few things the school does, You got to let your kids grow up normally. Otherwise, there's going to be resentment as they get older. They're going to be angry with you because you didn't allow them to have a childhood. Think about that.
They just stayed inside. Everybody we talked to, the family was not allowed, extended family were not allowed to come and see the children, and the neighbors said they never saw them come outside.
And it just spiraled. It just got worse and worse and worse. That's it. And I just can't take it no more.
I know your hearts are broken like ours. Yesterday was a sad day. At least there's a closure.
And we're also learning that Dickens was, in fact, an Army veteran. He served.
Oh, man. You know what I mean? So on top of everything else, he's going to claim PTSD from the military. He's going to claim all kinds of mental defects to try to get out of this. It's not going to work. He's in Texas, right? Killed 4 kids. He's going to get the death penalty. No question about that.
Served as a combat medic specialist for 6.5 years, even did a tour in Iraq from October of 2009 to October of 2010, and he discharged from the Army as a private E1.
Ah, wow. It's pretty low ranking there for being in the military that long. This one is this Lancaster?
Nothing like a day in the job.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. Okay. This is the Tampa. Tampa, yeah. Okay. Here's one in Tampa. I just do this so I can show you this is going on all over. And the different ways in which these parents kill their kids is just insane. But it's reflective on who they are as people. So if they strangle someone, if they beat someone with a bat or a weapon and just keep doing it, like 50 fucking strikes when it only take 4 or 5, that's all going to matter too. And it's going to be one of the deciding factors on whether or not the person gets life or the death penalty. So this is in Tampa. We also have the death penalty here. How come I can't enlarge this? What the fuck? What the fuck, guys?
Of his life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Okay, so it's
This
not going to let
morning,
me do
that
it.
sentence handed.
Let's start over. Check this out. This is in Tampa. This is about 20 minutes from where I live here in Clearwater Beach.
Jermaine Bass will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. This morning, that sentence handed down against the Tampa father.
Hold on, guys.
Jermaine Bass will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. This morning, that sentence handed down against the Tampa father convicted of shooting 2 of his children, killing 1 of them in 2022. And 10 Tampa Bay's Eric Glasser live for us at the Hillsborough Courthouse. Eric, we heard from Bass's loved ones today.
Yes, we did, Frank. And I have to say that there were likely several people inside the courtroom this morning, including the judge, who were surprised, if not...
Oh, the judge was in the courtroom? Whoa, what a fucking surprise that is.
disturbed by some of what they heard. Let me take you inside the court, and there you could see Jermaine Bass not wearing the suit and tie that...
I just want to point out the lawyer. Look at the face. Look at the face on her. This is the woman that is going to try to keep you off of death row. Look at her. You're screwed, bud. You're screwed.
And tie that he had worn all last week. Today he was in his orange prison jumpsuit, convicted last week, of course, of murdering his daughter Jayla and shooting his son JJ. Just before his sentencing, we heard victim impact statements. The children's uncle spoke. We heard from Shirley, Jermaine Bass's wife, who spoke calmly but repeatedly asked the question, "How could you?" We also heard from Bass's mother, who continued to cast doubt on her son's guilt in this crime, saying if he did it, it would have to have been a crime of passion based...
Do any of these people take responsibility for what they do? How do you not believe he did this? He's on tape saying he did it. Come on.
Based upon what she knew of the couple's relationship. And then Bass chose to speak, referring to himself as a good father and provider, said he would always love his high school sweetheart Shirley, and continued to refer to the shooting as an accident despite his conviction.
Yeah, well, enjoy yourself in state prison.
Tragedy to tell you about in
I really do think he's going to be murdered. Anyone who kills kids is at risk, and it happens all the time, folks. People don't survive in there when they do crazy nonsense shit like this, you know? Okay, what do we got next here? Oh, really? Okay. This is again in my area, Tampa, Florida. Apparently, we have a lot of murderers over here. Let's check this out. See what this guy did to a child.
Tragedy to tell you about in Somerset County, New Jersey, where a mother is charged with killing her 2 young
From New
sons.
Jersey.
It happened in the Brookhaven Lofts apartment complex in Hillsborough Township. Police say the father came home from work Tuesday night and found his 2 boys, 5 and 7 years old, dead. He called 911, telling operators that his wife did something.
Adoption. Hello? You don't want your kids? Adoption. I would love to adopt a couple kids. But nah, even though I'm older, you know, I'd love to give kids a home. Dogs, pets, anything that I can help, you know. This is just insane.
Something to their children. The boy's mother, 35-year-old Priya Tharsini Natajaran, was taken into custody. Neighbors tell us they're in disbelief.
It's very awful. Jesus, I can't believe that. I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, what? I don't know why they all say they're scared, you know. The person is in jail. I think we got it all. What's this? Who is this? Infant stabbed and thrown into the snow. Okay. Viewer discretion advised on this one, guys. This is our last horrible story of the day. So take a breath. You know, if you don't want to hear really tragic stuff about a very young child, don't watch this. But you have to show this kind of stuff and you have to talk about it. Otherwise, how do we understand it?
The infant's father, we do know that he was taken into custody, but so far no charges have been announced.
Super shocking.
Sky Fox flew over this Coatesville neighborhood where police say around 11:30 this morning an infant was stabbed. You can see an ambulance and investigators on scene, along with people outside visibly upset and comforting each other.
To where when I heard the word stab and infant, it was crazy to hear those in the same sentence.
Edward Rivers lives in the apartment complex on the 2000 block of Smithbridge Drive where it happened. Another neighbor told me off camera that the family lives on the 3rd floor of this building. Police say the child's father, 44-year-old Michael Phillips, is in custody. They say for stabbing his 3-month-old son in the stomach, then taking him outside and throwing him in the snow.
I didn't think it was him because...
Who the fuck can do that? Imagine that. I don't want the baby anymore. This idiot stabs the baby and throws him out into the snow.
How calm he be. Every time I see him, he's so calm, he's so understanding, I think, of what he's living in.
Neighbors say Phillips lives here with who they believe is his girlfriend, their infant, and 2 young sons. Rivers says he saw Phillips just after 8 this morning.
Calm. He walked out, said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "How you doing?" Walked down the steps. His son was telling him about, like, you know, school or something, you know, and he was just listening, walking. Normal day.
And preliminary police reports had stated earlier that a domestic may have happened before the stabbing. Police have not released any additional details.
That is just chaotic, guys. And with that, I'm going to leave you with this little, what is this? I'll leave you with this little image right here. I guess I can't. I don't know what's going on with this thing today, folks, but happy Valentine's Day. Go out there, do your thing, have some fun. Hey, but don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And that leaves y'all plenty to do to screw up.